Hey, Shalom, Markins, for Karma Kapash from GMS London, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Chakwadash. When I give double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and Shalom out there to the whole elect, pushing his truth in all sincerity. Back again with another video, and I'm going to call this one The Cage of a Fowler, right? And in fact, I'm going to start with that scripture, right? Because Esau is, as you know, a cunning hunter, and as you will read here in Genesis 25 and 27, right? And all these things that he's devising right now in the earth, all these different systems that are being made to be interoperable, right? They're all meant to come together and complete his system, his new world system, all right? So whether it be digital currencies and the CBDCs, whether it be digital ID, all these different technologies that Esau's bringing in, with the AI and then the biochips, the C hips, the 5G network and the 6G that's being developed. All these things are here to work together. 15-minute cities, self-driving cars, and all these types of things here, right? All behind the guise of going green and saving the planet because of global warming and all that kind of stuff. So, he's selling you a situation where people need to make a change, and basically things got to be taken away from you essentially. And the WWF, they we always quote it, right? You will own nothing. Like they don't intend for you to own anything, right? So all these things are coming together, right, to form this cage, okay, that Esau is trapping people in, right? And people don't understand that it is indeed a cage. It is a trap that he's setting, for the people. Okay, not for him. Well, he ain't intending to make this trap for himself included. No, because he's exempt from all these restrictions that are going to be on the rest of the people. But the cage is for the common person, pretty much everybody outside of them, outside the elite. Right, the cage is for you, to contain you. Right, you're the prey. And so all these technologies, they're being developed not for your benefit, but really for your enslavement. All right, but he's a smart and cunning hunter. This is one of his characteristics. He's a cunning hunter. He knows how to trap his prey. Right, and it goes over the head of the majority of people on the planet what Esau is actually doing. All right, but I'm gonna start with this. It's Genesis 25 and 27. And the boys grew. This is Jacob and Esau, right? And Esau was a cunning hunter. Right, not even just a regular. He's cunning. He was good at hunting. So this idea that this man was starving on the point of death when he came to Jacob, when Jacob was cooking, is astonishing. Now, my man was a cunning hunter. He's smart, intelligent, right? He knows how to get the job done. All right, and Esau applies the same technique and ability on the people. Esau, the whole world is his prey right now. Right, he's in power. He's in rulership. Right, he's been given the blessing for this period of time. And so he looks to, he thinks he's so slick, right? That he thinks he figured out a way to keep his kingdom, right? Because we know that the ultimate blessing was given to Jacob, that everlasting rulership. But yeah, he thinks he's found a way to keep it to himself, right? If he can just get everybody to swear loyalty or service to him, right, by making him take the C hip, he thinks he would have accomplished, that ambition, right? So this is why he's devised all these plans in order to be able to get people to take the C hip, the MOTB as it is in the scriptures, right? Because if he can do that, and he can get the Israelites to do it, then there's no people here to be delivered, no one here to be saved and to be established above Esau, because they would have sworn fealty to Esau, right? They would have forsaken the Heavenly Father, and Esau would be the Israelites' God. That's how he figures, right? So yeah, But he's a cunning hunter, right? So he's devised all these plans to be able to do that. Okay? And this is Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 12. It says, "For man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in a snare, so are the sons of men snared in an evil time, when it suddenly falleth suddenly upon them." Right? So the whole reason why we don't see, or the majority of people don't see what's going on, because the Most High is the one setting it up. So much, in fact, that Esau himself is caught in his own snare. He doesn't see this yet, right? He doesn't know this, or he doesn't believe it can happen, because he's so proud, he's so slick, right? But people don't understand what's happening around the world right now. The majority of people don't understand, right, what Esau is doing, and what all this technology that's being brought to the forefront is meant to do. Because we're being told, or people are being told, is like things like Neuralink. It's here to help people walk and see and this and hear again, and all this crazy stuff, right? So that's good. That's good technology. That's going to help people. Yeah, great. Or all this technology to do with global warming. Going green. Oh yeah, it's good. We're saving the planet. But they're stopping manufacturing of animals. So you're gonna make plant-based foods and 3D printed foods and fake meat, maggot milk, all kinds of crazy shit, right? And all in order to save the world, right? People are gonna have to make these changes and these sacrifices or whatever. Okay, you can't drive your car no more. You gotta get an electric car. If all this stuff, right? Suck it. Fuck. So we're being told that all these technologies are here for the good of mankind, for good of the planet. But the only person that doesn't have to really subscribe to these things is the elites, is Esau himself, right? He can live above that because he has the means to live beyond it, right? But the poor and the less well-to-do, they have to conform to these changes. So we've been told it's all good for the planet and for mankind or whatever, but at the same time, it's restricting you and controlling you, right? It's a cage that's being built, and it's just separate pieces. It's coming in that IKEA flat pack type of way, right? Bits and pieces are being done in all these different parts of the world and being introduced here and introduced there, right? But it's all going to come together. It's all built up around the people, and it's going to contain them and trap them, basically. And that's it. That last piece to that cage is the MOTB, right? And like I said, that at the point when he's doing that, he's gonna feel like he's done his job, that he's succeeding in his plan, in his devices. Okay. So I'll read that again. This is Ecclesiastes 9 and 12. "For man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare. So are the sons of men snared upon an evil time, when it falleth suddenly upon them." Right? A fish and a bird don't know, they're about to get caught. They have no idea. It comes. It's a shock. It's a shock to them. Right? It's like, oh fuck, what's going on? That's what it's gonna be like, because you're not reading the signs. You don't know the prophecy. You're not reading the signs, right? And so when it happens, it's like shit. Like we just walked into that. And for the majority of people, that's true. You just walked in because you're a bunch of zombies. You just walk straight into it. It's Psalm 64 verse 2. It says, "Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked." Right? These elites. These are, these rich banking families. Right? These are the type of people that are pulling the strings from behind the scenes. So it's not really about your presidents and your MPs, your politicians or whatever. They're not really the people in control. Okay, they're all on a salary. They're all bought and paid for by people higher than them, right? And so they make these plans, and these politicians and these corporations, they make it happen. All right. So hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words.
that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly they do shoot at him and fear not, right? Because these elites, they're behind the scenes, so whatever they do, it's done in secrecy, right? They shoot from the dark. You don't see them, right? But they got a figurehead, or they put Keir Starmer or Biden, in the front seat. You see him, and you might attach blame to this person, that person. But what they're not the ones that called the shot. The shot was called from down in the depths. It was called from the back. You don't see that guy. So they shoot in secret, right? So they encourage themselves in an evil matter, right? Because they got this whole idea of this new world agenda, right? They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares, laying traps, privately, in secret, right? And all these technologies and all these events that are taking place on the road, because they're manufacturing a situation globally that all these technologies have to be implemented or going to be implemented, right? So there's no like, it's not left up to chance. These men are organizing and creating situations in the planet for these things to be implemented, right? So they commune of laying snares privily. They say, "Who shall see them?" Right? Because they got the wool over most people's eyes. They fed them the stories, and most people believe the stories. That this is for the good, the greater good, right? Not knowing, that they're being lied to, or that there's nefarious powers at work. Because people don't want to believe they live in a world like that. That's why they'll chalk all these things up to conspiracy theories and stuff like that, because they couldn't comprehend the world like that. That's the world they're living in. That everything's being, um, orchestrated and things like that. I'm not saying everything, but largely being manipulated. Because there's hella lies going around, man. Hella big lies, right? But because the majority of people believe it, it's mostly protected. And I'm sure there was like some sort of not theory. There was like some sort of saying about big lies are easier to keep than little lies. I forget. I forget who said it and what was said, but I'm sure there's a saying. That these big lies, they're easier to keep than these little lies, right? Because people reinforce them, right? And that's what Esau's banked on. Esau's been doing all this social engineering for all this time, and basically, from school and all that kind of stuff, built you up to believe in certain things and as certain pillars of truth, and they're just not just not pillars of truth, But because of that foundation, you draw, the wrong conclusions, when things are being done and said. So you're easy to fall. All right. It says, verse 6, they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. Right. And this is what, they spend all this money in research and development of technologies and stuff like that. You think it's just to progress mankind and humanity, but it's not really about all of that. Okay, it's about establishing their dominance over the earth, and trying to defy the Heavenly Father. That's all it's all about. That's why these men are so rich, and they pour so much money into these things that we don't even need. And they make up reasons why we need them. Verse 7, but God shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly they shall be wounded. Right, so they make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away, and all men shall fear and see and shall declare the work of the Most High. For they shall wisely consider of His doing. The righteous shall be glad in the Lord and shall trust in Him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. Right, all these plans, they're gonna come to ruin. All these wicked elites plans are gonna come to ruin. This is Sirach chapter 13 and verse 19. As the wild ass is the lion's prey in the wilderness, so the rich eat up the poor. Right? Because it's always the rich coming up with these ideas and these programs and whatever. All right, these technologies, right? And so the poor are easy prey, right? Because you kind of have to obey, right? Because if they want to bring something in, what can you say? They want to bring in this technology. Like, you don't get to say no. Like, you can say, "Oh, I'm not going to use it," but then you're still relying on everybody else not using it. It's going to be brought in. the contactless payments, like, oh, old people, they don't know how to use the internet and contactless cards, they'd rather use cash, and they don't give a fuck. They're taking cash out of the system, they're taking ATMs out the system, they're taking bank stores out the system. I don't care. They're gonna push on with their agendas. They are going, regardless of who doesn't like them, because there's not enough people. There's not enough opposition anyway, right? You will conform to the new technology, right? So you will get used to using this. You will get used to not using cash, and that's what's happened. I rarely, me myself, rarely ever use cash ever. Most thing is tap, contactless. And that's how they want it, right? Because they want you to get used to the idea that you're not going to be handling cash anymore. So we're going to be like digital transactions. You're not going to see the money, and but the technology is going to go from being on a card or on a phone into just being in your hand, and that technology exists already. We got biochips in people's hands doing that thing. We've got palm readers. We've got other biometric type stuff, right? All these things are being created for the sole purpose of facilitating that MOTB system. The fact that you're not going to have people anymore in stores and stuff. You're just going to have kiosks and AIs and cameras and stuff. Like Esau's really doing away with this old world, right? His new world is being created, and somehow it's meant to benefit everybody. It's not. It won't. Right? Esau plans to put everybody on rations, man. Put you on a universal basic income while he's out there destroying your jobs. All right, and you can only get access through to the universal basic income if you've got the right credentials, i.e., in the future, if you've got the MOTB. Because you need to have positive ID, you need to be verified, and all kinds of things. And so, that's what it's going to be like. And you see over there in China with the social credit system, how that operating. You're going to be restricted from things you can and can't do. Right, constantly monitored. Smart cities constantly being monitored by lampposts and moving cars and all kinds of shit. Right, constantly monitored. Right, your CO2 consumption or impact or however they want to put it. That's all gonna be recorded, and you can't. You've gone past your limit today. You can't do this and can't eat this and whatever the case. You're only gonna get ration this week or month or whatever. You're gonna be controlled like you've never been controlled before, right? This is this new form of slavery, man. Digital slavery. Anyways, back in 19, as the wild ass is the lion's prey. In the wilderness, so the rich eat of the poor, right? The poor are the prey to the rich, right? These elites, right, with the mega bucks, Um, this is Ezekiel 7, verse 21. So, and I will give it into the hands of the strangers for a prey, and to the wicked of the earth for a spoil, right? The earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. Okay, the current ruler of this world is Esau. He is the wicked, right? He is also the last ruler before the kingdom of heaven. All right, this is his world right now, right? It says, and to the wicked of the earth for a spoil is his, right? And they shall pollute it, right? So they've been polluting it. They've been polluting the earth. Okay? And this is what they're doing. Right, Revelation 13 and 16 says, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name, right? So this is the goal. Like this is the last piece of the puzzle of their system that they need to implement, right? Because the hardest thing is really to get you people to take all these C-hips, right? They can do everything else in the meantime. They can build all these different infrastructures around the world and, set up different things, right? But people are more of an unpredictable thing. So they need to make sure that you're in the mind state to accept these things, right? Inside your body. in your head, on your in your forehead, and your hands, right? You need to be in the right mind state to do that, right? And this is why they're engineering situations, and to force you to do it, essentially, right? To make you feel like you got no other choice, right? And we've gone through the whole pandemic, just recently. I say recently, but yeah, recently. And that was a sign, because these people were so fucking scared and shit that man had you queuing up to take, the jump shots and whatever, you know, celebrating on social media because you got it before everybody else or whatever, and you man are catching all kinds of hell from it, you know. So, that was like a trial run for all of that and how you're gonna behave, right? Because when there's no food and there's all violence in the earth and all that kind of stuff, you need to be, the government want you to be verified, you know. And you need to get rations. You need to get signed up to the universal basic income, but you need the 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 CHIP to do it. You people are gonna queue up, man. You're gonna rush to go get it because you're gonna want food first before everybody else, because you don't want the shit to run out, right? So you're gonna make sure you're there. For the most people, you're gonna make sure you're there to get it done, right? But like I said, they're creating these situations in the earth for you to succumb to them, right? Which is the next one. Next thing I'm gonna get, or the last thing I'm gonna get, all right? So this technology exists, right? The C-hips in the brains and in the foreheads and the hands and stuff, right? They exist, right? So it's just a matter of time before, you know, it becomes more marketable and it's adopted en masse, right? It's something not to be afraid of, or whatever the case may be, right? So when the time comes, people are going to be less resistant to taking it, right? But like I mentioned, there's an example of something similar to this here in Genesis 47 during the 7 years of plenty and the 7 years of dearth, which is famine in Egypt, right, or in the region, right? And it came to a point where the people had given up pretty much everything, right? So I'm going to read here from verse 18, and it says here, Genesis 47 verse 18. When that year was ended, they came unto him the second year, him being Joseph, right? He was the governor. He was in control, in the one dealing with all of this, right? And said unto him, we will not hide it from my Lord, how that our money is spent. My Lord also have our herds of cattle. There is not aught left in the sight of my Lord but our bodies and our lands, right? And like I said, the whole idea or the notion between, by the WEF is that you will own nothing, right? So you will not have nothing left. The only thing you will have is you, right? So they plan on taking everything away from you, right? Verse 19, wherefore shall we die before thy eyes, right? Because there's famine in the land, right? Just as there's going to be famine in the earth in this era, all right? So people are going to be desperate for food and water and medication and whatever, man, you know? So wherefore shall we die before thy eyes, both we and our land? Buy us and our land for bread, and our land, and we and our land will be servants unto Pharaoh, right? So they're going to commit themselves into servitude under Pharaoh. The same way, by taking the sea hip, you're going to be committing yourself to Esau as a servants of this new system, right? And as a system, you ain't breaking out of, right? And he's going to have total control over you. We will be servants unto Pharaoh, and give us seed that we may live and not die, right? So in return of taking the sea hip, the MOTB, Esau gonna hook you up with the government program, right? You're gonna, he's gonna promise, he's gonna offer that. Whether you're gonna receive it is a different matter, but he's gonna offer you food and protection and water and all kinds of things, but like I said, you need to have that see it to be verified to have access to these things. All right. Joseph bought all the land of Egypt for Pharaoh, for the Egyptians sold every man his field, because the famine prevailed over them, right? So this is something that happened naturally, right? This is a prophecy that was spoken before, that there's going to be 7 years of plenty and the 7 years of famine, right? Most High set that up, right?
But Esau's trying to engineer a situation where you do this exact thing pretty much, that you give up all your rights and your liberties and your possessions and whatever, right? In order to survive to survive that situation, to survive that the chaos that they're creating. Okay, Esau's actively, bringing around that situation to occur. Okay, so like I said, food's a major thing in anything. Like famines come, people do crazy things when they're starving, right? They do things that they wouldn't usually do, right? Because that's like a vital resource that people, require. So they were prepared to do drastic things for it. All right. So the famine prevailed over these people in the land of Egypt, and the same is going to occur here. Right. When their stomachs is empty, they got children they need to feed and all that kind of stuff. They need safety. Right. They're pretty much prepared to give up everything. The liberties, the privacy and all this kind of stuff. Right. Which is something that's been being eroded for a long time now anyway. But that'll be the ultimate step. That'll be the last step. And when you take that MOTB, you're committing yourself to Esau. You're bowing yourself down to Esau, and you basically tell them that you can do what you want with me. Just as a servant, you can do what you want, right? Just like here, and just make sure that just keep me alive. Basically, that's it. And Esau's gonna oblige. Yeah, take this C hip, take this MOTB here. So like I say, he's a cunning hunter. He knows how to back you into a corner. He knows how to get you into position so he can trap you. And so like Esau knows these scriptures too. So he's got like blueprints, if you want to say it like that, ways to do it, because it's been done before, right? And so all he's got to do is engineer a situation, and he can move all people in the direction that he wants into this cage that he's creating. That's what he's doing. And like I said, people, they can't see it. They don't see it. They think that all these technologies, they're somehow independent of each other. They've got nothing to do with each other, kind of thing. They're just working on that, and they're just working on this. But them together is a powerful and strong cage, a snare, a trap, right? That he's setting up to bring upon all the world. It just looks less conspicuous when it's been done in different pieces. You can't see what it is that they're building. So like I said, he's a cunning hunter, man. I said the cage of a fowler, right? Because he's a hunter, man. He knows how to catch them birds, right? He knows how to catch them fish. He knows how to catch men. Pardon me. So this is what he's doing. Just a modern day version of it. But he's, like I said, he's behind. He's creating the situation. All right. Verse 20 says, and Joseph bought all the land of Egypt for Pharaoh, and for the Egyptians sold every man his field, because the famine prevailed over them. So the land became Pharaoh's. And as for the people, he removed them to cities from one end of the borders of Egypt even to the other thereof. So Pharaoh relocated them, put them in different places, right? But here they want to put you in 15-minute cities. That's what they want to do. So they're gonna be moving people around. So like I say, he's got an outline here of what can be done, right? He just needs a situation to do it, right? And so, Esau in his wisdom, he's created it himself, right, to try and get things done. That's why the devil coming from great wrath, because he have but a short time. He can't just wait around, right? He needs to make it happen, right? And so he's moving, ever quicker with all these different pieces to assemble them, right, and to get you people compliant with it. So yeah, that's what's going on, man. I'm gonna end it there anyway. Lord, this has been edifying, and I'll catch you brothers and sisters on the next video. So next time I say shalom.